Moga Bar Show. I'm your host, Gabe, and today we're talking about some scary stuff. Recently, I came across an eye opening article from Plus 972 magazine about Israel's use of an AI system they call Lavender. They've been using it in their military operations in Gaza. This tech is causing a lot of controversy. We're going to try to break down what this means for ethics, strategy, politics, and how it might affect their relationship with the US, if that's even possible. So let's go ahead and do this. So here's the deal. Lavender was designed by the Israeli military to speed things up, basically to cut out the human bottleneck in making targeting decisions. It processes tons of data super fast, which means fewer humans making those decisions. During the recent conflict, which started back in October with Hamas' terrible attack on Israel, Israel used Lavender a lot, making thousands of Palestinians their targets, basically. This led to quick airstrikes, but it also led to a lot of civilian casualties. Here's the thing. Using AI like this raises a lot of ethical issues, concerns. A lot of civilians, women and children alike, have been casualties. The system is not perfect. No system ever is. With minimal human oversight, these mistakes are deadly. It's one of the big ethical conundrums and cluster, that is happening right now. It's a shit show, for lack of a better word. So let's move quickly to the US. Why? Because the US is Israel's closest ally. The US probably knows about Lavender, given how closely their relationship is, given how closely our intelligence community works with theirs, given how closely our military works with theirs. Could this put a potential strain on the relationship? Probably not. But when you think about how currently the US administration has been focusing on human rights, you would think it could. I don't think it's that simple. It's a tough balance. Supporting an ally while pushing for ethical conduct. We've seen the US already withhold shipments of weapons to Israel after it pushed further into Rafah. But at the same time, they approved a big spending bill that included, more money for weapons for Israel. So a balancing act. That's sort of like the easiest way to say this. So we'll see what really happens here. Another way to look at this and think about this is the US might see some strategic benefits here. Learning from Israel's use of AI in warfare and how they applied it to their own military tech and how the US could potentially apply it. At the end of the day, the US has always been somewhat self serving, whether it's oil related, whether it's strategic bases globally. We've done things that we think will benefit US economy, US society, the good of America. But will it mean more oversight on military aid to make sure that things are used ethically? If the US does implement something like this, will we have more oversight on our side? There's no way to really know in the long run until it just happens. The high civilian casualties could mess up long-term peace efforts, which the US currently says it cares about. Realistically, long-term peace efforts in the Middle East has been somewhat of a, you know, hard pill to swallow because it just really hasn't happened. So AI like Lavender can absolutely make the military more efficient, but at what cost? We know about the deaths, but what else is going to happen potentially down the line that we don't know? The US has to really be careful in balancing this relationship with Israel, supporting human rights, ensuring long-term stability in the region. The future of AI in warfare, it's going to need incredibly strong rules and a diligent oversight board to try to avoid major problems whenever possible. Is that going to even be a possibility? I have no idea. That's all that I have for today's episode. I hope it gave you something to think about as far as the complexities of using AI for warfare. I'm going to put the original article from 972 magazine in the show notes, or you can scan the QR code that I will eventually put up here. Share your thoughts, tune in. Hopefully, I can keep giving you something that is something for you to think about. Oh, and make sure you subscribe to my channel.